Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is LJ and you're watching NoClutch Garage. And right now, I'm really excited about this video because we're going to be talking about something that is relatively new to the platform and relatively new to the market in general. This has been a revolutionary product, at least for BMW and this platform, and it's really important to talk about. Let's jump into it because this is going on my build. Alright guys, and what we're talking about today is ReFlex. And ReFlex is a little complicated to talk about if you don't really know much about what it is or done any research, but essentially what it is it's a controller. But it's not just a controller. There is a lot to the ReFlex controller and what it can do and the integration. It even says right there advanced I/O integration, which gives us a hint as to how advanced this thing is. So let's open it up. So when you open it up, I actually really like how simple it is. All you see here is the controller box, and I love this design. It looks like a brain, in case you didn't notice. It's a brain with, it looks like a circuit board, but a brain. Yeah, put this to the side, and then we go underneath here. And this is what comes with the ReFlex controller. Right here I have a port injection harness. But it's a port injection harness along with the main harness and a few other inputs you can enter right there. And then of course some more wiring. And I do recommend that whenever you do purchase your ReFlex, you go ahead and get it registered to activate the warranty. And here is some more information, manuals, and frequently asked questions, wiring diagrams. I ordered also, along with the ReFlex, this is going to be a fuel sensor adapter, as well as, well actually the fuel sensor adapter comes with the PI rail from Precision Raceworks, but here is a fuel pressure adapter that's gonna hook in line with the rest of your low pressure line, and it's gonna have a sensor, and the sensor obviously hooks into the harness to measure your fuel pressure, and this is gonna be a flex fuel harness. So yeah, all of that goes together. I also went ahead and bought a flex fuel sensor. You can find these off of Amazon for like 40 bucks. They're not too expensive. Instead of having to go and buy a fuel analyzer, you can just buy the sensor, buy ReFlex, and then get it all to work together. So in short, what is the ReFlex controller? According to what's on the website for Motiv, the Motiv ReFlex is a versatile controller that can be used in many different capacities to control a variety of aftermarket performance parts. Most notably, and why this became a huge deal, is because it can control port injection sequentially. So most controllers, if you look at, for example, the AIC, which is the most common and probably the most used controller, it does batch fire injection. Basically what that means is that all 6 injectors, in our case, are going to fire at the same time, which isn't necessarily terrible, but definitely not the best method of doing injection. Now with ReFlex, you can program it to do sequential firing. So what's going to happen is that the injector is going to fire sequentially, meaning that it's also going to mimic the DI injector and going to fire at the same time. So instead of all 6 firing at once, they're all going to fire in the correct order according to the firing order of the motor. And basically it can be used as a standalone, port fuel injection controller, but I think the best use for the ReFlex controller is actually to integrate it to the DME, which is what, for example, the Gen 2 Supras are doing. Is they're using CAN bus integration to basically use ReFlex as an extension of the car. So for example, if you want to control boost, if you want to control fuel, what's going to happen is that it's programmed into the tune, and the software is going to tell the ReFlex box what to do. And so for example, this is great with map switching. So if you're, for example, running a 93 tune map and suddenly you want to go to a flex fuel map, or you want to go to, let's say, a fixed timing, fixed race map or whatever that uses port injection, as you do the map switching, when you're using 93 fuel, you don't really need port injection. It doesn't really benefit you. So you can set the port injection to turn off when you're running 93 only, and then when you switch over to that ethanol tune, it'll activate port injection so that it starts working along with the tune. This is what I mean by full integrated, CAN bus integrated with the car. Also the extra sensors like the fuel pressure sensor and all of that, they help monitor your car even further than the stock DME can. But you know what, the ReFlex is so advanced. There are so many things that even I don't know the full capabilities of this, and of course I'll be giving you more information as we learn more. But you know, what I was talking about, the biggest benefit about it being sequentially injected, you can also choose to do batch fire. For my application, I'm going to be doing sequential injection because I think that's the best way to do port injection. But this also can control PWM signals. So for example, if you want to include a methanol kit, it'll control the methanol kit, or a nitrous kit, boost controller solenoids, fuel pumps, relay triggers. Like, it really can do a lot of things, and you have a few inputs to be able to do that. That's the great thing about ReFlex. You can monitor fuel pressure, you can monitor exhaust gas, back pressure, oil pressure, coolant pressure, crankcase pressure. I mean, there are so many things that you can do with ReFlex. It's literally something that you have to decide what you want to do with it, because if you really wanted to, you could monitor a lot of things at once. But you know, of course, there are limitations as far as how many inputs the ReFlex box has. But basically, that is the rundown of ReFlex. I will be going more in depth once we actually apply it and put it on my car, and then tune with it, and hopefully when integration drops, we're able to integrate it to the DME and to the car via CAN bus. For my next video on ReFlex, I will be showing you how to install it. And actually, on my port injection video, I will be showing you how to install the harness, because I need the harness that goes from port injection to the ReFlex. And the wiring isn't necessarily really hard. Once you start adding more peripherals, then you start thinking about, you know, how you want to route those wires. But the wiring in general is not bad. So the installations video is going to be fairly simple. And right now, I just wanted to show you the unboxing, show you the controller, what it looks like, some of its basic functions, a very quick rundown. And yeah, we'll be learning more about ReFlex in the future. And if you want to know more about the ReFlex, I'll be leaving a link in the description down below to the website, so that you can look at it for yourself, assess it, and see if it's something you want to implement in your build. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for giving me the time to explain this to you. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them down in the description down below. Go ahead and click that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll talk to you next video. Peace.